A lot of you have asked me about how I was able to change my body just working out minutes a day. And I get it. It's kind of hard to believe because we are so programmed to think that we have to do longer workouts, do intense workouts, and lift heavier weights. By just using this band, kind of figuring this out on my own, I was getting leaner, my skin felt tighter, my body just felt tighter. So I figured out how to completely change my body, and I'm 51. So in this video, I'm going to give you ideas of different ways that I use the band, as well as explain how this tightens your skin, because literally nothing I've done before workout wise has affected my skin. And that was one of my biggest frustrations. So when I started getting good results, I started sharing it online, sharing with my clients. And even the other day, someone was like, "Are you really a personal trainer? Because this doesn't look like anything I've ever seen or learned. And I don't know if this is good." And it kind of made me laugh because yes, I am a certified personal trainer, but that's the whole point of this method. Nothing that I was trained in the traditional way of when I went through becoming a personal trainer or any of the modalities that I've learned have given me the results that I was looking for. And also the time savings has been life-changing. And I share with my clients because a lot of my clients and people that I run into just assume I'm working out for a long amount of time. And when I'm like, I'm only working out just a few minutes here and there throughout my day, they just don't believe me because it just doesn't really make sense. But when you know why this works, the science behind it, then it hopefully will sink in, because I want to give you hope. It makes me so sad to see so many women struggling with their bodies, not liking how they look as they're aging, especially, clients that don't want to show their arms, that don't want to show their legs, that have all these events that are coming up. The holidays are coming up and they don't want to either go because they're embarrassed about how they look, or they want to cover their entire bodies because they're embarrassed about their bodies. I just want to give you a different way. If what you're doing is not really working, I just want you to have options, and you can literally do these exercises anywhere. And that's why I'm always uploading ideas where I do it in my kitchen, and I do it on my walk, and I do it at work a lot, and I'll do it here, and I attach it to my treadmill. So I was telling my client the other day, because she was literally so exhausted, and she's just like, I know I need to work out. I know I do, but I just can't mentally get there. And I said, listen, just try these 5-minute workouts throughout your day. In your 8-hour day at work, that's like 40 minutes of exercise, which is way more than, a lot of you are getting. So it's better than nothing, and it's going to make you look better, and it's going to make you feel better, just sprinkling in this way of training. And it doesn't break down your body or hurt your joints. There is a guide down below that I created originally when I started doing this band training that can give you ideas of how to get started with the band. Now I have a 30-day firm up band program and a firm and glow band program, which goes more into skin treatments that I do on myself. If you want quick little skin ideas, then that has videos as well. So check down below to learn all about those programs. So I'm going to get into the workouts in a second, but I recently uploaded a video where I went back to the gym again to test my strength, because a lot of people think that you can only build muscle and strength using weights. And now it's been 6 months. So I did a test at 1 month and I gained strength at the gym. So now it had been 6 months. So I went back to the gym and tested my strength, and I literally am stronger again. I'm almost at doing pull-ups like completely on my own without any assistance. So I moved the pin from, it used to be 6, I had like 6 plates. And then after a month of using bands, I got stronger and I went down to 4 plates. And then yesterday, when I went back to the gym, I was at 1 plate assistance. So that is a huge, huge gain. And on top of it, I am actually more mobile. I have more flexibility and mobility within my body than I did when I was only really just doing heavy weight training or weights in general. So my body is much more functional, and I feel like that's more important. I really want to age with strength and mobility and be able to be independent. And now using the band, I guess because of the way that I'm using the band, it's giving me more mobility and I feel so much better. So that's another huge, huge bonus, because so many of us are, as we're getting older, less flexible, less agile, and it causes more injuries. You do not have to lift heavy weights in order to build muscle. And that's another thing I want to get through to you. Your body doesn't know what you are lifting. You literally could be lifting, I could be lifting this desk to build muscle. But what is best for our bodies as we're aging, for me especially, was not lifting heavy weights. It was just not making me feel great. And you'll see all these specialists online that are touting lifting heavier or lifting heavier. They're injured every other month. And I don't want to be injured. I have no time for injuries. You know how much time these injuries take my clients when they get injured? It takes forever to heal as we get older. Literally, I had a sprained ankle and it was like 8 months for my sprained ankle to heal. And I literally just research all the time now of how to make my body injury proof. I do not want to age with injuries. I am so scared of getting injured because I don't have time to go to the doctor. I don't have time just for that whole healing process. I don't want to deal with it. So I need to make my body as injury proof as possible. And this has been the best, most life-changing way for me to help in making my body injury proof. It is making me stronger on the inside. In so many ways, this has changed my life, building my confidence, building my body, and now being able to share it with other women and helping them realize that there is hope that they can change their bodies and change their skin as they're aging. It's just literally gives me goosebumps as to why I'm so excited about this method. So after 40 especially, firmness is driven by 3 things. So number 1 is circulation. And I talk about this in a lot of my videos. Circulation and blood flow is so vital just in general for our health as we're aging. When you are just doing one workout a day, yes, you're getting an increase in blood flow and circulation, but a lot of us are doing that one workout and then we're kind of sedentary the rest of the day. So we're not working on our blood flow and circulation. When you are really aware of doing these 5-minute or 10 minutes here, 5 minutes there, it increases your circulation more regularly. And in order to really get that skin firmness, the firmer body, this is super vital. When you are doing the workout in this way, it's really hydrating your fascia. The fascia is the connective tissue within our body that makes it look dimply and not great as we are aging. Our fascia as we get older, unfortunately, just gets stickier and drier. And a lot of it has to do with our hormones dropping, our sedentary lifestyles, our bad posture. So when we do these micro movements, when we do this type of exercise with the band, it is helping to hydrate the skin and release those fascia adhesions. It's helping to open up the body and just lubricate everything from the inside. Our joints feel better, we don't feel as stiff, and our skin looks better. Also, the tension with the band is different than with a weight. So weights, when you use them, a heavier weight causes a lot of compression and can cause stiffness and joint problems. When you use a band like this, a challenging band, and the way that we do the exercise is creating a lot of time under tension. That tension is what's helping to create that firmness. It's engaging your muscles and your fascia, and it's kind of working together. You can feel it from like every single layer of your skin when you do the exercises, and the muscle and everything working together. And that's what's creating that firmness and that better skin. So we're going to get into the workout, but I want to make sure that you understand that you have to do it in this way that I learned and I studied to get the best firming results, to build strength, to build muscle, and to firm your skin. You want to make sure that when you're doing an exercise like a shoulder press or bicep curls or side lateral raises or leg extensions, you want to be doing a full range of motion. So whether that's 10 or 15 reps, so doing the full range of motion, and then you do not stop. Then you shorten the range of motion and you do another, say 10 to 15, and then you shorten it again and you do half reps, and then you shorten it again and you go into quarter reps, again, 10 to 15. It's going to be different for everybody, but it has to be challenging for you. So find where your numbers are so that you can go through the whole range. Please do not go from like a full range of motion right into pulses. That's not going to work. That's not how I did it. And that's not creating enough time under tension to help you get that circulation and blood flow that you need. Now, sometimes I also do little burnouts, which are just little extra ways to target the muscle, but I usually do a burnout after I've done an exercise. But you can do burnouts throughout the day. In the program, there are burnouts that I give you, and also sit options for your cardio, which are like 30 seconds of hard work, and then you rest for 2 minutes, and you do that 1 to 6 times. Okay, now I'm going to show you a bunch of quick exercise ideas that help me change my body faster, and you can sprinkle these throughout your day. We're starting with rotations because as we age, this is one of the first movement patterns we lose, and it's one of the best ways to tighten the midsection, improve balance, and keep your spine feeling young. Pay attention to my feet here. Foot placement changes the entire fascial line you're working. Each position wakes up different stabilizers, improves power, and helps tighten everything through the waist. Research shows that 3 5-minute bursts a day improve strength, mobility, and power more than a single 45-minute workout. This is called microdosing strength training, and it reduces cortisol while increasing muscle activation. Please don't leave these out. I've had lots of clients pull out their back, literally putting on their seatbelt. So rotations are going to help you. Now we're going to do low to high rotations, and we're going to do the full range of motion, half reps, quarter reps, then pulses. These aren't just random variations. Each range does something different in your body. The full range wakes up power, rotation, in your entire front and back fascial line. The half range builds strength and stability. Quarter range trains control and tightens the waist. And the pulses, those hydrate fascia and increase circulation fast. This exercise increases circulation and it creates shear and glide, which helps hydrate the fascia, decrease stiffness, and mechanically stimulates collagen. This is why so many women feel instant smoothing and long-term firming from these moves. Now we're moving into kneeling rotations, and these are one of my favorite ways to really build the core strength without doing sit-ups. When you kneel, you automatically take your legs out of the equation, so your deep core, waist fascia, and stabilizers all have to do the work. This is huge for tightening the midsection and building rotational strength. And notice how I'm rotating through my ribs, waist, and hips, not just my arms. This teaches your body to move as one unit, which is something we lose quickly after 40. Every one of these kneeling rotations hydrates and shears the fascia around your waist, which increases circulation and feeds your fibroblasts so they make more collagen. That's why these little movements feel so good and help tighten the waist. Now we're taking it to the floor. I'm kneeling on the band and have the loop around my opposite foot, and we're doing a controlled leg sweep straight out from the hip all the way back and behind the body. This is one of my favorite burnout exercises because it trains what's called stretch under tension. As the leg moves behind you, the fascia along your hip, glute, and waist gets lengthened and loaded at the same time. This combination wakes up circulation, hydrates the fascia, and strengthens the muscles that give your legs and hips that lifted, sculpted look without compressing your joints. And we finish with small up and back movements over that bent leg. This isolates the glute, upper hip, and side body line with constant tension. These tiny end range movements target the stiff, dehydrated fascia we lose with age, so you get firmness, lift, stability, and better mobility all in one. Now we're going into tricep sweeps. If you struggle with bat wings or back bra line fat, you're going to love these. I do a full range of motion, then I shorten the range to half reps, quarter reps, and pulses. What makes these different from traditional tricep pushdowns is that we're working the muscle and the fascia through the long range of motion. This lengthening under tension is what firms the back of the arms so much faster. In the half reps, it's where you really feel the muscle turn on. This is where we start tightening the entire back line of the arm, the tricep, the rear shoulder, even the bra line area that's so hard to target. As you continue to shorten the motion, getting into quarter reps, everything gets more controlled. This is where the sculpting happens, tiny ranges that wake up stabilizers and smooth the back of the arm. When you get into pulses, the micro work increases circulation, hydrates the fascia, and stimulates fibroblasts, which help the cells make collagen. This combination is what smooths out the crepey look and firms up the back of the arm so much faster than traditional tricep exercises. Next, we're getting into lower body work. Remember, you can sprinkle these through your day, so do some upper body, then do lower body a little bit later, and just go back and forth throughout your day. Or you can do one day all upper body, one day lower body, and then do the third day, mix it up. Next, going into single leg deadlift. These are one of my favorites and the most surprising gains that I've made through strength and toning my legs. So you want to go through the full range of motion, half reps, quarter reps, and pulses. Do what's challenging for you, just slightly shortening the range of motion as you progress along. Now, if you've lifted heavy for years and look at these movements and think it's not going to be challenging, I felt so much more leg strength doing it this way. After 40, heavy lifting can stress the joints, compress the spine, and actually make the fascia tighter and stiffer. But when you use long range tension like this with the full half, quarter reps, and pulses, you're training strength and tone without the inflammation. This type of training builds muscle through lengthening under tension, stability and balance, and controlled ranges, and deep fascial engagement, all which heavy weights often miss. Now we're moving into seated leg extensions. These were amazing for transforming my knees and my inner thighs. So you want to customize the band to be challenging for you. So step on the loop and have one leg behind you, one leg in front of you. And we're going to do the full range of motion, half reps, quarter reps, and pulses. So shortening the range as you go. Make sure this is challenging for you so that you can build muscle. Remember, it's really important to go through the full range here. This is how we get these skin firming benefits. We're boosting collagen, improving skin tone, reducing puffiness, which helps our skin look better. Remember, fibroblasts get stimulated in 3 ways during these exercises: tension, glide, and circulation. The band gives you long range tension, the spirals create glide and hydration, and the pulses boost circulation. This combination mechanically tells your fibroblasts to wake up and make more collagen. That's why this method is so different and why it's so important that you go through the full range, half reps, quarter reps, and pulses in order to get that increased time under tension to get you the muscle and firmer skin. A lot of you have asked me for inner thigh exercises. So while you're seated, it's a great time to just do a little bit of inner thigh work. So just rotate your foot, lead with your heel, and then do these exercises. Again, I like to do a full range of motion, half reps, quarter reps, and pulses. It's a small movement, but it's super effective for really targeting the inner thigh and above the knee on the inner knee. So definitely give these a try. This is one of the best moves for tightening the fascia above the knee, an area most women over 40 complain about. This targets the deep stabilizers in the inner thigh, the one that lifts, sculpt, and firm your legs from the inside out. Now let's talk about stretching. So these are the micro movements I like to do throughout my day when I'm sitting for too long or standing in one spot for too long. And these have really transformed my body. So what I learned without the band, stretching is fine, but it's passive. It doesn't move fluid, increase circulation, or hydrate the fascia. When you bring the band in, it hydrates the fascia, increases circulation, and improves mobility, and actually helps tighten the skin. So it's the same stretch, but a totally different outcome. As estrogen drops, our fascia gets drier and tighter. So static stretching alone doesn't move enough fluid to create real length or improve how we feel. The bands turn stretching into circulation work, and circulation feeds fibroblasts. That's why this improves firmness and mobility at the same time. So try some of these stretches without the band and then incorporate the band and just see how different it feels. But using the band in this way has increased my mobility so much, which is just great for aging smarter. So be sure to sprinkle these throughout the day. You want to continually increase your blood flow and circulation. It's going to make you feel better and look better. Now, I'm not the most flexible person, but I have improved my flexibility with doing more stretching and mobility work. But this knee over toe stretch has been amazing to help my knees feel better and just build overall more flexibility and mobility. And then I started incorporating the band to just bring it to the next level. To help with my flexibility and mobility, I started using the band to help me with my stretches. I adjust the band, you can adjust the tension, and you kind of resist as you're pulling down on the band, you resist and kind of push your body back up into the band. So it's kind of a pull and resist technique. And what I learned is you would use this anytime you want deeper mobility, safer stretching, tighter skin, or better recovery. The band pulls you deeper while you resist it, which hydrates fascia, opens stiff area, boosts circulation, and activates your collagen layer. So it's perfect before or after workouts, on recovery days, or whenever you feel tight. So before I go, I need to talk about the mindset portion because I know this was so hard for me, and I know it's hard because I get emails almost every day about the shortened amount of work, because we are so programmed to think that we need to do a lot of work to change our bodies. So shortening it to not doing that long class that you're used to really takes a mindset shift, especially if you, like me, had worked out for years, because you just think like you're going to look worse or you're going to gain weight. So you have to trust the process, and you're going to have to do it in baby steps. When you are used to just taking all these classes and having that strict schedule and then not doing that, it's going to mess with your mind. So you have to gradually either cut one class a week and then just incorporate the band, but you do not want to overtrain. You don't want to do all your classes and then do the band work. I don't know if that's going to work, honestly, because I didn't do it in that way, and I think it's going to break your body down more. So what you should probably do is just cut out one class and then implement the band training, and little by little, just cut out a class, implement more band training. But you have to have the mindset shift that what you're doing isn't working. So just try it. And worst case, what's the worst case that can happen? You just go back to doing what you were doing and being unhappy with your bodies. I don't know. But if what you're doing is not working, just give it a try, even for a week or for 2 weeks. It's not going to be like a bad thing. Taking a break from weight training or whatever you're doing, your classes, for a week, it will be good for your body as well. Definitely try this method and come back and let me know how you do. I also don't want to forget, a lot of you have asked me if I changed my diet since I'm working out less, and I understand the rationale because I used to do a lot more weights and heavy weightlifting. So how have I modified my diet? So if you're interested in that, let me know. But I'm thinking about doing a video on that because it's a very popular question and I totally understand the mindset around it. So look out for that. Hopefully this gives you hope that you can completely change your bodies, firm up, build muscle, get stronger, get more mobile, get more agile as you're aging. So comment down below any questions. I'm happy to help you on your journeys. If there's other things that you love that you're doing that are working for you, please comment down below so we can all help each other on this journey to age with confidence and strength. Be sure to check out some of my other videos. I did a whole 5-day Firm and Glow series where I break down each body part as well. So check those out and I'll see you in the next one.